Hey y'all, I'm heading up to FX Game Exchange in Temple, Texas. I'll see if they'll let me film the trade-in process or maybe just film some B-roll of the store so you guys can check it out. I'm going up there with my PS2 and the stack of games with that, both controllers, as well as my stack of unwanted PS4 games, and we'll just see what they'll give me as either trade credit or cash value for those things. I feel like I can get pretty good money for the PS2 if I sell it, uh, myself instead of trading it in. But we'll just see what they offer. If they make a compelling enough offer and I can find some other things in there that I might be able to flip or at least sell more quickly, I might be interested in that because I think if I try to sell the PS2, I'll be sitting on it for a couple weeks while it's finding the right buyer. So let's see what happens, and I'll let you guys know the results of the trade or no trade. Hey y'all, I did go to the FX Game Exchange store, and I did get some B-roll and some pictures to share with you guys, so I will make sure I include that at some point during the video here. Uh, Pretty happy with what I got. So I ended up keeping the PS2 and the games for myself. They actually made me a really solid store credit offer for everything that I had. They wanted to give me $168, which is a fair offer for sure. Unfortunately, there just wasn't anything in there, or not anything. There wasn't much in there that I wanted, and if I did want it, the condition of it wasn't great. Or it didn't have the original case or something like that. So, all in all, the five PS4 games that I had that I didn't really need, they gave me $36 for those. I went ahead and had them resurface 3 of the PS2 games because they were just in really rough condition, and picked up a couple of things here. So I did grab Yoshi's Story. I kind of got ripped off on this one, but with the credit, I'm not really too sad. They have it priced at $35. It's really like a $20 to $25 game, but it's in really nice condition, and I just wanted it. So picked that one up. Also picked up Pilot Wings for 3DS. Not anything special, just something I didn't have and wanted to use up the store credit. And then they had a solid selection of UMD movies, and unfortunately this one's in a really crappy case, but I told you guys I was going to get it, and I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited about that one. So I've got 2 movies now to watch on my PSP. It's going to be awesome. So yeah, I mean, really cool. I got these 3 games resurfaced. GTA, he couldn't get perfect, but he got it really good. And then Jak 2 and Simpsons look basically brand new. So I've got no complaints there. I'll go home and plug everything back in and test it out and make sure everything works, and then put all that stuff up for sale. So not a bad stop, and I encourage you guys to check them out if you're in town. One thing I will say is their in-store prices are pretty high compared to sometimes even other game stores, but definitely they're above price charting on nearly everything, but they did have some really cool stuff. And you know, the employee that was working in and the owner, they both are not attached to anything in the store, so they might be willing to wheel and deal. I didn't try today, but it might be worth asking, you know, exact the bottom dollar on something, and they might have some wiggle room. But yeah, solid pickups, and I'm really happy with the resurfaced discs. So I'm gonna get home, test all that stuff out, and then put it up for sale. Hey everybody, just wanted to give you all a quick update. I'm about to head to our neighborhood pool with my kids, but yesterday was Friday, and my wife and I both had the day off, and we had to go over to a town that we don't get to very much because it's pretty far away. But she had a doctor's appointment over there, so we decided we'd head over there a couple hours early and go see what thrift stores we could find, see if we could find anything good. She was able to find a bunch of clothes at a Goodwill and another ministry thrift store over there. And I grabbed a couple things for myself as well. So let's turn around and see what we got. All right, so nothing really terribly exciting this time. The first thrift store we went to, they didn't have anything for electronics wise, but they did have some good clothes for her, so that's what she ended up with. We then went to a Goodwill where I got really excited because I found these on the shelf. Neither of them are valuable, but unfortunately they are both empty. So in this case, I went up to the front with them and I asked if they would just give them to me since they didn't have the games in them, and the supervisor said, yeah, sure, you can take them. So I will use these for other games that I have that don't have cases, which is why I wanted to grab them. So that's pretty cool. I got those for free. The lone game that I did find that was worth picking up was Madden 08 for PS2. I decided to just pick this up for $2 because I'm trying to sell the PS2 down here, and I figured I'd throw this game in, just up the value of the bundle a little bit for anyone who might be looking, just an extra game that wasn't in there before. So that's what I did with that. I haven't even tested it to see if it works, but I'm just assuming it does. This was one of the cooler DVDs that I found. Not really worth anything. I just wanted to pick it up because I thought it looked cool, and I don't have any of these special edition Disney DVDs. The unfortunate thing about this one is the discs are rotted, so even though they looked perfect, this will not play in any DVD player that I have. So it's a bummer, kind of a waste of $2, but at least it was cheap. It would cost me more in gas to go back to Goodwill and try to get something else, so I'm just gonna live with it. But yeah, it's unfortunate because this is a really cool piece. I will probably still keep it and just have it on the shelf, but thank goodness for Disney Plus because my kids wanted to watch it and we were able to that way. The last thing I picked up was just a scale here. This is actually a food scale, but I'm gonna use it for packing. I don't have one, so I just picked this up because anytime I've needed to weigh something, I've had to borrow somebody else's, so I figured it would be nice to just have this, and it does work. So I tested that out before I picked it up, and yeah, this will be a nice thing to have. And that's all I picked up this trip. I'll update you guys next if I have anything else, but thanks for watching. Good morning, good people of YouTube. It's been a couple of days since I filmed anything, and I've got updates. So, first update is I sold the PS2. I had it listed for $175. I had multiple people message me actually and ask me if I would sell just the PS2 by itself with the controllers and everything. And I said I didn't really want to do that, but I would sell it by itself for $100. So somebody took me up on that. And when they were on the way over here, I said, look, I really don't want to keep these games and try to sell them individually. So I'll cut you a deal on the whole thing. Again, I had everything listed for $175, and I said, if you'll give me $150, you can have it all. And when that person got here, super nice guy. He and his family are actually thinking about moving to the town that we live in, so he was happy to come out here and take a look at the neighborhood. We got to talking, and he said, you know what? I don't want to leave you in that position. So if you'll give me everything for 130, I'll take it. And I said, how about 140? And he said, okay, deal. So he got 8 games and PS2 for $140, which is a pretty good deal. The system by itself, market value is about $110. So You know, not too bad. I didn't charge for the second controller because it was doing that funky thing with the analog stick, and getting stuck going a particular direction. So I just calculated only one controller into the value there and said the other one works most of the time. And, you know, hopefully that's good enough for what you're going to use it for. But he said if it's not, then I'll get another one. And I said, okay. So that deal is done. I took that $140 and pretty much immediately turned around and spent it. I also did sell the WWE SmackDown '09 for PSP. We sold that one on eBay. I actually had it listed on Marketplace as well. That's probably the most popular listing I've ever had on Marketplace. Had over 2,000 clicks and video watches in 2 weeks. Seriously, the most popular thing I've ever listed. But nobody wanted to come get it for 15 bucks. So I put it on eBay. Somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, will you ship? And I said, hey, I wasn't going to ship through Facebook, but it is up on eBay if you want to buy it. And they bought it. So I shipped that out this morning. And let's go over what I bought. So I pretty much immediately took that 140 bucks and spent 120 of it on things to try to flip. So let's take a look at those things. So here is the multiple bags and boxes of stuff I got to flip. So we'll start with this HEB bag here. Let me move this box. So the same day that I sold the PlayStation, this became available in my same neighborhood. And the owner was only asking 20 bucks for it. He said it does work and turn on and everything, but he didn't have a TV that had AV ports to plug it in and make sure. But it has all the cables, but no controllers. So I snagged this thinking I would either get some controllers for it or use it for something else. It is a GameCube compatible one, so in my opinion, those are better. It just needs a good cleaning, and it should work fine. I have not tested it yet, but I will test it here in a few minutes, and we can look at that together. So that's that. So 20 bucks for the Wii system and the cables, not too bad a deal. Let's go through the next deal here. So this bag of stuff is just a really eclectic mix. So this girl had a Wii system listed online for $10. And the reason why it was $10 is because it is super, super rough. Missing all these covers. It's sun faded and yellowed from wear and tear. It's in really rough condition. However, in her listing, she said they tested it. They couldn't get any video out. She said she thinks the AV port might be broken, but she's unsure. And it does, however, take a disc in and the disc spins up. So I decided, since I have a black Wii that needs a disc drive, I would take a shot at this. She had the whole thing with the cables and all that listed for $20. And I said, hey, I only need the Wii. What would you sell it to me for? And she said 10 bucks. And I said, deal. That's cheaper than me actually going and buying a replacement disc drive on eBay or even AliExpress for the Wii. And this way I know, hopefully, that it works. So I will be taking this apart and doing a surgery on the black Wii and this Wii together at a later date. We'll see how that turns out. I'm not really itching to get rid of the black one, but for 10 bucks, I figured I would give it a shot and fix it. And then if I can fix it, then I'll either keep it and use it or sell it. Now, I made a lot of other purchases with this girl because she kept saying, hey, we have this for sale. Are you interested? We have this for sale. Are you interested? And I just ended up with a whole smorgasbord of stuff from her because she was making really solid deals on everything. So not, a ton of stuff that I needed, but I decided to try and flip some of it. So the first thing she gave me was a nunchuck. So I got another black nunchuck. Now I don't have any more black controllers, but I do have 3 white nunchucks and a black one. And I have 2 white controllers and then a blue controller and a black controller. So I'll probably keep this and use it with the blue controller. And I'll put one of my other nunchucks with this $20 Wii system that I got here. And I'll tell you what else is going to go with that here in a second. But that was one thing. The other thing she sold me was this GameCube controller. Now this thing is beat.
It is an original Indigo controller. It is very clearly not the right color on the front. It's been sun faded pretty bad, but I can get some replacement sticks and clean this up, and it will be good enough for somebody. And I only paid about $10 for it. So these are worth about 30 when they're in good working condition. And she said they did test it out and it does work. It just looks like this. So I will take this apart and give it a good deep clean, get some new analog stick covers for it, and make sure that it works properly. And then this should be good to go. I probably won't find a shell or anything like that to put on it because it's just not worth it. But yeah, for $10 and maybe another $5 or $7 for new sticks, I'll be in it for 17 and it'll go for about 25 or 30. So not a bad deal on that. Let's see. I also got some games from her. So ended up getting a bunch of these games that I don't really need. I don't need Pokemon Sun right now. It's not a game I'm interested in playing really. But I got it for cheap enough that I can make some money on it. Mystery Dungeon. I've never played the Mystery Dungeon games, but this one goes for $25 to $30. So I made her an offer on that. She accepted. And then Mario Galaxy. I got this also to go with this $20 Wii system, just to make it easier to sell. Stuff sells faster when there's a Mario game with it. So I will take a look at the condition of this one and the manual and everything, and if it's better or worse than the one I've got, whichever one is worse, I'll put with this Wii, and we'll go from there. And then the last game, she just kept offering it to me. I could tell she wanted to get rid of it. This is also like a $22, $25 game. I have no need for this, so it is literally only to flip. And I only paid about $10 for this too. So the whole lot of stuff here, including she gave me these 3 empty DS cases. Again, I don't have these games. I'm just collecting empty cases to use for games that come in later down the road that I might need a case for. It makes it easier to ship for sure. And it just looks nicer when people get games in a case. So all this stuff together, I paid $80 for, including the faulty Wii, or the suspected faulty Wii. And I will test that stuff later as well, just to see if she was right. So the last thing I got was a lot of untested stuff from a local guy here in a town near me. So I got an Energizer Wii controller charger with two batteries and the covers and everything. He said he could not get these to take a charge. He thinks it was possibly due to the corrosion on the 3 pins back here that they use to charge. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. I didn't buy it in anticipating that this would work. If it does, it would just be a nice bonus. But the reason I bought it was primarily this PS4 controller. So I needed a second controller just in case my son and I want to play a game together on here. This one, I didn't notice the analog stick was chewed up in the picture, but I was planning on buying new analog stick covers for the controller that I got anyway. So I'll just make sure I buy enough to cover this one too. They are slightly different color, so that's kind of sucky, but I should be able to swap a new one in, and it won't really matter what color it is, I don't think. The unfortunate thing is none of this stuff is tested, so I don't know what actually works. I don't know if this battery holds a charge. I do know that this analog stick, even the one that looks chewed up, it doesn't go up very well. It goes every other direction just fine, but all these buttons are sticky. Clearly something has been spilled in here, so I will take it apart and give it a good cleaning. Hopefully that'll bring the analog stick back around. If not, I can get a kit with 4 sticks and 4 covers and everything for like $8. So I will go ahead and do that. And if it needs a battery, that's like $10. So still I'll be in this. This whole box cost me $20. So I'll be in this for less than the cost of an actual new PS4 controller, or a used one even. And I'll be happy with the way that it looks and functions. So not a bad deal there. Also threw in a PS2 controller. Unfortunately, I have no way to test this, so I'll have to get with my friend and see if he has a way to test it, or if he wants it for his business. I'd let it go for almost nothing. because I don't know if it works, and I don't have a PS2, nor do I want one. So that was just included in here. It probably functions just fine. The sticks feel fine. The cord looks fine. I mean, I can't see any reason why it wouldn't function, but it's untested nonetheless. And then this is the reason I picked up the lot, this and the PS4 controller. I knew I needed a Wii controller, and a person said in the listing that they put batteries in this and it fired up, so there's almost a guarantee that it's going to work just fine. And same with the PS4 controller. I plugged it in, it does start charging. I just have to let it sit on the charger for a while and see if it holds a charge. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, if I can get this working and the Energizer set, I'll probably put all that with this $20 Wii and see if I can make, 60, 70, 75 bucks on it, all of it. And then I'll put these games on eBay and we will just see how it goes. But that's all the updates I have for now. And let me go back to the corner over here and we'll finish up. All right, so I've got about $20 left in the game fund right now. Hopefully I can get some of this stuff sold real quick. I'll test that Wii and make sure that it works here in a few minutes. And I will update you guys in the next video if it works and what I can get for it. If everything works, including the new controller and all that. I don't anticipate any problems with it, but we'll see how that goes. Things still for sale is the 2 Beachbody DVDs that have basically gotten zero traction on eBay. I don't know how there are so many for sale and so many sold, and mine just are getting skipped over, but I even started promoting them just to see if I could get some more views. So we'll see how that goes. And the PSP Dragon Ball Z game is still for sale. I made an offer to some folks who were watching it. Two of them counter-offered, and I counter-offered in return, and they never accepted. So I lowered the price about 5%, and I made another offer to 2 new watchers who showed up for basically 60 bucks, a little under, and nobody's taken any action on that either. So we'll just see. I'm going to leave it there for a few days. If I don't get any more views or any more traction, I'll drop it down to $59.97 best offer. We'll see how it goes. I know it's not new. I'm not trying to sell it for a new price. I'm trying to sell it in between the new price and the good used price. So, and I think that's fair. It's never been opened, but it is not sealed. So I think that's fair. The other thing I was going to talk to you guys about. So you might see a little bit of a different format here in the future. I know I've told you before, my ultimate goal is to open my own game store. So rather than just buying things for my own collection with the money that I make from flips, I'm probably going to just start buying lots of games. Old Xbox 360, PS2, PS3, GameCube. Anything I can find a good deal on a lot of games, I will probably start picking those up and not necessarily trying to flip any of them, but just keeping them in inventory here. So that way I'm building up an inventory for when I do actually try to make that leap. So I guarantee you it's not going to be anytime super soon, but that is a goal of mine. And, I've already said before, I'm not collecting these games. If I'm buying games like that, it's not just for me to have them. It's because I'm going to use them as inventory somewhere. So the only games that are going to stay in my collection are the ones you can see back here or the ones on my shelves in the closet in there. So that's the future of things. I had a totally different idea for how this video was going to go, and then the PS2 sold and I spent a bunch of money. So here we are. But next video, I plan on giving you guys kind of a look at some of the technology that I use on a daily basis to do what I do. And if you want me to deep dive further into any of that stuff, I'd be happy to do it. So let's see how that goes. I look forward to hearing back from many of y'all, and thanks for watching. Hope y'all have a good one.